Jeez. Damn. I think that's the second time in a row I've been caught out like that. Most unfortunate. Okay. Hello, Dame. And we are hello and welcome to the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio Show. Let me just get situated here. It's been a while. Feels like a long while. It's only been about 4 days, 4 or 5 days. Now it's been a week almost. So let me get situated. Let me stop sharing that. As a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat, where's the music? Uno momento. Let me get that track in that I was listening to before. What's it called? There they are. What's the speed? What's the speed? Boom. Okay. Should be okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me just turn that down just a little bit. Okay. So, starting out slightly different today. Rafi's been away. Heavy cold. Took me out of the game for a few days. But we are back with the Combat Radio Show. Okay, hold on. Let me just figure out what we're doing here. Let me drop that down. I don't want no issues. Okay, that's better. Don't want any kind of issues with that. All right, we're good now. We're good. This is better. Felt like I was walking on thin ice. Okay, what we're going to do? Let's first of all share the thumbnail. Always helps. Where is it? Okay. Go up. How does that look? What's the visibility like? What's the visibility like? Okay. Visibility is good. Okay, what else we got to check? Got to check the levels. Got to check the sound levels. Okay. Let me stop the music. Levels. Okay. Levels are good, actually. Okay. Levels are good. Let's bring the music back. Bring the beats back. Bring the beats back. Okay. So, what's on the menu? Hello and welcome. Let me take a sip of water to help clear my throat. Okay. So, what we're talking about today, it's a boxing talk with Rafi 341. What's on the menu? What's on the menu? We're looking at a historical case. Bob Arum has been big in the news. The lawsuit against him, filed by Terence Crawford. Okay, so he's big in the news. Bob's big in the news, but we you know how we do here at the Raphael Dawkins. We delve beneath the surface. So we've delved beneath the surface to find a historical case, a historical Bob Arum lawsuit leveled against Bob Arum. We found a historical case filed by none other than Tony Tucker, TNT to you. Very highly skilled heavyweight boxer back in the day. What we're talking about, the 80s? Yeah, back in the 80s, around the Mike Tyson era, the Iron Mike, the real Tyson. Yeah, around them times. Okay, so I've done a video on that. If you like the short form, check out the video. But don't go anywhere, folks. Stay right here. Do that later. Here, priorities in order. Come on now. Ben Davison lashes out. He says UK trainers are lazy. I'm not saying that. That's Ben Davidson. Blame him. We're going to have to talk about that. Reality's voice up in the building. How you doing, Reality? Can't beat a bit of reality, mate. Okay. Yes. She's biz up in the building. Okay. Okay. So, where was I? I was in the flow. Don't you know? Okay. Going to a go-go. Okay. So, what else we're looking at? Ben Davidson. We got news from Eddie Hearn. Got some tidbits. Eddie Hearn is talking about woman like Serrano. Woman like Katie Taylor. Should call them ladies. Let me call them ladies. Yeah, ladies like Serrano, ladies like Taylor. Just because they box for a living don't mean they ain't ladies. Okay. I've got a few other little tidbits. Is it tidbits or tidbits? I never quite know for sure. How it go. Don't you know? Okay. Where are we? Let's have a look. What's going on? Was that a pro Arum video posted titled Bob has been an angel for 40 years? Really? Did I post anything like that? Damn. No, absolutely not. I think mine's titled. What is it titled? Can we go into it? Can we have a little looky? Yeah, let's have a little looky. It's titled An Insight into a Bob Arum contact. Damn. It's a good thing you directed me to it. It's a good thing you directed me to the Shizniks because I spelt contract without the R, which means it says contact and not contract. OMG. It's a good thing that the bronze plumber came in here jesting. Drew my attention to this Shizniks. TR. Contract. Okay, an insight into a Bob Arum contract turned bad. Okay, that's the name of the video. Don't go anywhere, folks. Not just yet. We got a show. To get through. What the hell's going on here? Okay. Or was it Bob was naughty 40 years ago? I don't think he stopped being naughty 40 years ago. I don't think he stopped being naughty 40 years ago. Is Bob a reformed character? Is that the first poll? Okay, bronze plumber. Let's have it. Let's do it. Let's get the first poll up. As we're getting warm and breezy, getting into it nice and easy. Warm and breezy. Is Arum, what did I just say? I just said what the poll was going to be. Is Arum a reformed character? Let's get it in there. Is Bob Arum a reformed character? Don't blame me. Bronze Plumber came up with the question. The Bronze Plumber is trying to retract. He's trying to retract his statements, but it's too late. It's too late. We've got he's inspired the first poll. Is Arum, let's call him Bob. Let's put Bob in there. Is Bob Arum a reformed character? Yay, nay, he was always golden. Let's add another one. He was always golden. Okay, that's the option they've added. Ask your community. Ask your community. Just messing. It's too late now, mate. It's too late now. The poll's up, mate. The poll's up. Okay. So, okay, we're having some jolly japes. We're having some jolly japes to start this thing up. The poll is in the chat. Remember, I can't vote. So, you got to vote. Make your vote count. Make your vote count. Okay. So, let's have a look at this now. Uh-oh. How rude of me. How rude of me. Let me drop the link in the chat. Boom. Okay. So it's there. What else do I need to do? I need to wait for it. Boom. 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 Okay. So that's good now. I think that's good. Is that good? Should be good. Oh no. Yeah, okay. It's good now. Took a while. Okay. So, what we're doing. Okay, so let me share this shizzle out there. Let's put this out there on social media so people know that it's a go. People know we've begun. We've only just begun. Okay. Okay, a lot of people are getting creative on social media now. Coming up with all kinds of shizzle, all kinds of shiznicks, all kinds. Let me share this shiznicks out. Okay. Join us. Okay, post that. Boom. That's good. Let's share that so people know. Okay. Where are we now? Let's have a look. Right, so the bronze plumber. All I know is that Bob is not a racist. He does not care about your race, creed, politics. He'll screw you over regardless. Okay, I hear that. I'm more shocked that there have been no more cases than more recent than 1982. Who says there have been no cases more recent than 1982? Where'd you get that intel from, Bronze Plumber? Where did that come from? OMG. Okay. At least you're contributing your thoughts and observations. Okay. So, I mean, the music sounds a little loud on my end. Let me just knock it on the head for a moment. Okay. That music's too loud. Turn down the bloody music. Okay, so let's drop that down also. And oops, what happened there? Okay, let's drop that down also. And what are we gonna do? Where are we gonna start? Where's the poll? Where's the poll? Let's have a look. Okay, people keep taking part in the poll. The poll is up there for your use, entertainment, enjoyment, and participation. Okay, and in comes the man like the Iron Kong. The Iron Kong, how do you do?
Hey, Raphael, cool, you know, how you doing, man?
Yeah, well, literally cold. It's very cold over here. Literally cold. It's literally cold. And as you know, the Rafi is in the de rigueur hoodie over the head, keeping me nice and warm, nice and cozy. All the windows are closed. It is cold outside. Probably the coldest day of the year for me anyway. That's how it feels like to me. So I don't think you're going to find too many people outside right about now. Everybody's tucked up indoors, locked up indoors with the central heating turned up.
Well, I feel sorry for the homeless people right now. Okay. You know, if you don't have a place to live, or even if you have a roof over your head but no heat.
Yeah.
I feel for you, and I hope at some point things get better. But man, I don't envy you, Rafi.
No, you shouldn't.
My brother lives in Canada, and he works for the phone company. So he's one of these guys who drives around. You know, if there's an issue with the lines, he goes check the line and whatever.
Yeah.
So I called him the other day on video call, and he's like, "You see all this?" And he flips the phone, and it's just white mountains of snow, just high ass snowbanks on the trees. It just looks awful. He's like, "Let me tell you something. I had to shovel my way out the damn driveway." You understand? Oh my God. I was just like, hey man, better you than me.
Well, Canada have it even worse than us in England. Canada, that's somewhere, that's up by the North Pole. Them guys, they're really on it. You know what I'm saying? That's the next level. Man. That's next. This is nothing compared to Canada. Nothing. This is child's play.
He's like, man, let me tell you something, man. This is just like he said, like it's a little better now that it's snowing. The issue comes when it's not snowing. When it's not snowing is when it's really bad. When it's really cold.
Ooh, that's next level up there. That's next level. Them Canadians, they really deal with it. This is child's play in comparison to Canada. But talking about cold, I'm just coming off. Rafi's been away for a few days, about 4 days. Had a heavy cold. You know, I was kind of laughing and joking. I was laughing and joking in the supermarket. You know, this woman, I was laughing with this particular worker there. You know, this lady who works there. That I haven't had no jabs. Rafi's had no jabs. This, that, and the other. Which I have had no jabs because I trust my own immune system. And so this woman crept up behind me. I didn't even know she was there. She said, "You've had no jabs." Butting into the thing, and I know she come for a confrontation. And I was saying to her, "Listen, there's people who need people at high risk. There are people. These things are made for people who have who have health issues, which put them at high risk, or people who work in condensed spaces, meeting a lot of people. There's a high traffic. There are things for certain people who are in certain situations, and you know, the elderly, the obese. If you got diabetes, certain issues, then you should have it. But people in general population, you know, who are healthy, who don't have any underlying issues, it can work out worse for them. You know, people are dying. Anyway, I didn't even mean to get that deep into that, but only to say that, you know, I ended up winding up the old lady. You know, I ended up winding her up and saying, "Oh, I'm not at risk. I'm in no risk group." About a day later, I got struck down with a heavy cold, and that took me out of the game for about 3 or 4 days. But as you can see, Rafi's back. The Rafi's back, but you know, it's like I got struck down. It's like I got struck down for styling on the old lady.
Styling and profiling, you get a little touch off and a little something, you know.
Yeah. You know, I styled on the old lady too much. You may, you know, kind of, you know, she came in a little bit Rambo. She came in a bit Rambo on the Rafi, and Rafi had to style on her, and ended up with a heavy cold. John D. Lee is up in the building.
Good evening.
Good evening, John.
Howdy, John.
Evening, John.
Hey.
How you doing?
Doing good. Doing good, John. Doing good. What's cracking?
Just got in from gymnastics. As you can see from the avatar.
As I can see for the avatar, John is being tortured. He's been, that's an old Japanese torture. He's been suspended by his big toe. And
No. It's Ibn Sina's thought experiment of the floating man.
Damn. John is levitating upside down.
It's not even a levitation.
This is advanced yoga. Please don't try this. Don't try this at home. Please. It's not as easy as it looks. It's not as easy as it looks. It's not as easy as it looks. That's all I'm going to say. Last time Rafi tried anything like that, he needed a neck brace for 2 weeks. Actually, a true story. Rolled over. In my youth, I needed a neck brace. And of course, my fellow youths school, oh, they loved it, didn't they? They loved it, seeing Rafi in a neck brace, walking with a stiff neck in a neck brace. They loved it, didn't they? I loved it. Okay. Big up Rafi. She's biz up in the building. What is this here? Big up the panel. What is this here? Who else we got up in here? Did you get tested? Did you get tested or just chose to spread it all? The elderly neighbors. My elderly neighbors, I went into isolation, brother. You know, when you get a heavy cold, I'm not a spreader. You don't have to have a particular name on a thing to exercise restraint. You know, if I come down with a heavy cold, I stay away from people. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got to be responsible with these things. You don't need a special name for you to stay away and isolate. You know, so, you know, I isolated. I isolated for the last 3 or 4 days. I've been in isolation. The Rafi is cautious. You know what I'm saying? Okay, what we talking about here? I live in a country with 0 homeless people. No way they make it through the... Oh, dear. Oh, dear. What's this here? Your vid was about Bob learnt his lesson with Tucker in 1982. Since then, he has been a loving character. Or can we expect follow-up vids? You can always expect follow-up vids. You can always expect follow-up vid, but to make sure you get a follow-up vid, just go to the vid you like and say, Raphael, could you possibly make a follow-up vid? For the people who don't know what we're talking about, I made a video about Bob, a previous experience, previous situation, a previous lawsuit. Anybody who hasn't seen the video, it's quite possible because I only dropped it a couple of hours ago. Tony Tucker filed a lawsuit against Bob Arum. Matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat. Why don't I just pull that up? Right about now? Where are we? Let me drop that one down. Let's line this thing up. Stop sharing that. Start sharing. Where is it? There it is. For those who haven't seen the video, let me blow this up, make sure you can see it. This is the article which I used. Hopefully you can see that nice and clear. I think we can go up another level. Let's take it up another notch. Okay. How's that now? Marveloso. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so boxing promoter. The article is dated June 17, 1982. Okay, so what's that? Talking about 80, 90, 2000, 10, 20. What are we talking about? 40 years ago. OMG. Let's have a look at this now. Okay, so Grand Rapids, Michigan. Boxing promoter Bob Arum says a $5 million lawsuit alleging that he violated the terms of a 3-year, $1 million contract with heavyweight boxer Tony Tucker is inaccurate and unfounded. Okay, so Tucker, who filed the suit this week in the U.S. District Court, claims Arum's top rank signed his contract over to NBC Broadcasting Company, without notification or his written agreement, which was required in the contract. So the contract required Tucker's written agreement or consent, and that was not the case. He had not given that permission. Okay, so the fighter's suit claims his opportunities for television exposure were damaged through the exclusive arrangement with NBC, resulting in substantial loss of income. Okay, so Tucker, 23 at the time, also claims he received only $77,000 from Top Rank during the first year of the agreement, although the contract stipulated that payment of $200,000 would be forthcoming for 6 fights. Okay, so Arum reached in his New York offices by telephone, said Top Rank was not able to pay Tucker the full $200,000 because the fighter was injured for part of the year. He also said Tucker was released from his exclusive contract to fight on NBC 5 months ago. We weren't able to give Tucker as many fights as we wanted because Tucker was injured. He was hurt. He hurt his hand and was unable to fight for a 5-month period. Arum admitted that Tucker fought more than 6 times, but said those fights were under a special arrangement. For cable television sports network, ESPN, and not included under the contract. OMG. Gregory Reed of Detroit's Tucker's attorney, said his client was not injured for the full 5 months and maintains Arum kept Tucker out of the ring for that period to force renegotiations of the contract. OMG. OMG. Okay, so that was the backbone. That was the tenor. That was the tenor of the video. If you haven't seen the video, don't check it now. Go catch it later. Don't go anywhere, folks. Okay, because we're chopping it up right about now. The Iron Kong. Have you seen that article before? Have you come across that article before?
No, I have not come across that article. So this is all
new
information to me. So y'all will be teaching me something today.
It's brand new. I think I saw someone mention it in a previous video. I think it was Blood Boxing mentioned it. I thought, let me investigate this thing and go deeper. So the reason I bring this up is that it's a historical case, isn't it? It's an historical case. We've got the Terence Crawford situation right now, the contract dispute or lawsuit regarding a contract, and we have this historical case, and we see some. Well, I'll tell you what I see. I see some shady maneuvers. Bob Arum kind of sold his contract, if you will, to an outside source without Tucker's consent, which was needed and required as per the contract. So we see some evidence there of some shady dealings, and it's not going to be surprising to anyone. But I use this case because it's quite condensed, and we can see the maneuvers over a space of time in a nice condensed article. John Daly.
Yeah, I saw Blood Boxing's video on that as well before you dropped it. Even I saw you post it while I was at work. I thought, oh, is Raphael following Blood?
Well, yeah, because
you've investigated the article a bit more in depth than he did.
Well, Blood started it. Blood started it,
yeah,
and he invited people to continue the investigation.
Oh, his parting words were go look for yourself, isn't it?
Go do it. So you know the Rafi went and did it.
I think I've got a feeling Iran Barkley had a case against Bob as well.
Yeah.
I need to double check it. I know Iran Barkley has been quite public that Bob owed him money and shorted him a few times. I can't remember whether it actually went to court or not.
Well, you see, the thing is, I haven't done a search on all the boxers who have taken Bob to court. So the Bronze Plumber,
I think there's a long list.
Yeah, there's going to be a long list. The Bronze Plumber joked. He said, so not bad. He hasn't done anything since 82. Well, and he was joking, of course, but if I were to do a search on all the boxers who have taken Arum to court, I'm sure it would be a sizable list. I will accept that challenge, and I will pull that up. Actually, I'll pull that up during the course of this show. So that was not what I did. Well, what we did here was we followed up on a case. Somebody found a case. I followed up on it, and I think it's a nice little snapshot, is it not, of how a contract which you sign in good faith can be manipulated and twisted and distorted to mean something which it originally did not mean.
It displays an attitude that once you've signed with him, he can do what he wants, as if he's, for want of a better word, the owner of the boxer.
Yes. I think that's I think that's what it displays in a very short excuse me, in a very short snapshot. It shows you how things can be distorted. Kong.
I think it's I remember when the whole Teofimo Lopez situation was happening with Bob Arum, and I have people telling me how Teo should not have, went to no purse bid, and he should just let Bob have the fight and all this. And I did a few videos, wondering out loud why people were so annoyed at Teofimo Lopez for doing something that is above board, going to purse bid to try to maximize his earnings.
Yeah.
Whether or not the Triller thing worked out, that's not Teofimo Lopez's fault. The issue comes that I pointed out was Bob Arum tried to manipulate a bid by his company attempting to contact a rival company who are involved in the same bid to ask them to not participate in the bid so he can get it. And I pointed out to them that in procurement, the field that I'm involved in, that is illegal. It's called bid rigging. Mm-hmm. It is illegal. In America, it's illegal. Yeah. Bob Arum is somebody who is not afraid to do anything illegal. And he's always the first to talk about court. Took Al Heyman to court, had Mikey Garcia hemmed up for a good while. Mm. But here's Bob Arum literally trying to rig a bid. And this is the type of unsavory character that we are here discussing. And people falling all over themselves to meet shield for Bob Arum. Mm. So I agree with you. The list is going to be rather long of people who Bob Arum has been taken to court by, people who Bob Arum has had issues. I don't know. I mean, I've heard y'all talk about Frank Warren. Mm. Maybe that's why Frank Warren and Bob Arum get along, because both of them are very highly litigious people who themselves have been litigated against multiple times, apparently.
Multiple times. Frequently. Yeah, unfortunately.
I've got a theory. Yeah. The shorter you are, the more dastardly your dealings are in boxing as a promoter.
Damn.
When's Eddie Hearn ever been taken to court?
Is Frank Warren short?
He's a lot shorter than Eddie, I know that much.
Oh dear.
Oscar's not the tallest, but he hasn't been to court as many times as Bob. I think Bob's been the most times, and I think he's the shortest.
Yeah, Bob definitely has been the most times. Let's have a look what's going on in the chat. Let's have a look. Oh, Fight Doctor's in the building. What's this? The Philip Carl Roberts up in the building. So look what's going on here.
You see, it's unfortunate in boxing, right? That Bob Arum, people like Bob Arum and them, these are necessary evils because there's not a lot of high-powered promoters in boxing left, right? I won't call Bob Arum a promoter, right? But, you know, he's somebody that is in the game and because of time has accumulated a certain wealth, a certain reputation with the people he's worked with. And fighters, but you know, especially in America, don't have a lot of places to go. Do you sign with the PBC who are currently putting Keith Thurman and Mario Barrios on a $75 pay-per-view? Do you sign with these people who look like they're going out of business? It's not a lot of places you can go if you want a lot of exposure. So Bob Arum is going to continue to get people just based off the strength that he's like a big stone in the way that you can't move. You gotta deal with him if you're in America.
Yeah. Bob Arum. Who else is out there? You got Bob Arum. You got what's the other guy's name? The guy with the glasses, the big glasses. He's a small promoter, small show. It took
Wilder DiBella.
It took Wilder to the zone. Yeah, Lou DiBella took Wilder to the zone, and then Al Heyman got rid of him. Oh,
for doing his job.
Yeah, Lou DiBella. You got Arum. He's a big one. You got Lou DiBella, small fish. You got you don't even have the Duvers in it. Well, you got Kathy Duver. She's knocking
Oscar.
about.
You got
Oscar still.
You got Oscar still there.
Oscar don't really have the best relationship with black people, with black fighters. You know
that's for the Hispanic market.
He don't really have a good relationship with no black people. This dude is, I don't know.
Oscar's
he has a niche market.
Oscar's for the Hispanic market. He's for the Hispanic market. Kathy, she's busy with Kovalev. Kathy Duva. Al Heyman, he's for the Afro market, maybe.
Not really.
Not really. Those are the big. What's three? Well, that's the three big ones. Is Top Rank, Golden Boy, and BBC.
I guess indigenous to America, if you count Eddie Hearn, who just came over, but
Eddie Hearn, the zone is
in terms of the indigenous promoters in America. There ain't a lot of options, especially if you want to be featured on network TV or on some whatever. Eddie Hearn coming over there was a good thing because it gives people more opportunities to fight on a bigger platform, right? But in terms of the American homegrown promoter, Bob Arum is the millstone around boxing's neck over there.
Yeah. And the bronze plumber's carrying on bad. He's got his semi-automatic out and says it's all hyperbole unless you have the exact contract available. Well, guess what? Here we go. Here is the exact contract right before me. It's on the back. What's on the back? There we go. You see the effects here? Can't even see the paper. Hey, you see some magic? You want to see some magic? Abracadabra. There you go. So, we're talking about it nonetheless. Of course, we're talking about it. It's like saying you can't discuss anything unless you've got all the details, all the ducks in a row. Nah, that's not how it works, my friend. It's not how it works. You look at the available evidence, you cross-reference that with some evidence from a previous case, and then you can form a certain. Listen. Let me put it this way to you, my friend. People can go to jail based on circumstantial evidence alone. You trying to tell me we can't discuss Bob Arum's ill doings, his ill deeds?
I'll be right back, Raphael.
No problem. Come. Trying to tell me we can't discuss that? Of course we can discuss it. Of course we can discuss it. As irrelevant as Bob, listen, Bob is a big player in the game, and if he's messing around with people's contracts, then we have to discuss it, my friend. Pure and simple. What's this? Okay. Crawford should have known Heyman and Bob don't really work together after Bob took Heyman to court. Okay. Mayweather Marination Promotions. Jake Paul Promotions. What does that Chinese menu say about ESPN fights? You tell me. Okay. So let us move along. Okay, so any closing words on Bob Arum? My closing words on the Bob Arum situation is, well, hey, speaks for itself, speaks for itself. Man has a habit of doing what's right for, let's just say he's got a habit of doing what's right for his pocket. Let me just put it that way. And if it means he's gotta, if it means he's just gotta shake things up a little bit, and then Bob will do what he's got to do. John D. Lee.
Bob Arum's position regarding Terence Crawford is indefensible.
Yeah.
He has, without needing to look at the contract, exactly, he has acted against his fiduciary duty as a promoter on two clear-cut occasions in the media. He's publicly stated, when asked about a Crawford-Pacquiao fight, that he killed the fight and that he wasn't going to allow Pacquiao to fight Crawford. Fighting Crawford versus Pacquiao is a fight that not only do I think Crawford would have won, but Crawford would become a massive star off that victory.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first case where Bob did it to himself. The second one is he went on huge platforms saying Terence Crawford needs to do a better job at promoting himself. Bob Arum is the promoter.
Yeah.
That is Bob Arum's job. That's why he gets a certain percentage of the fees, because he's the promoter. Terence Crawford's done his job. He has won all of his fights, and since he moved up to welterweight, he's won them all by knockout.
Mm-hmm.
What more does the fighter need to do than that? If that was Eddie Hearn, are you telling me that fighter wouldn't have a higher profile? All knockouts, world champion, undefeated, 3-weight world champion, and undisputed at 140. You imagine what Eddie Hearn would be doing with that? Because he's a promoter. He promotes his fighters. That is Bob Arum's job. So to say that Terence Crawford's responsible for this, if Terence is responsible for it, why should Bob get any money?
Exactly,
That's
Mondo.
his job.
Exactly, Mondo. Exactly.
So he's breached his own. He has shown that he has been derelict in his duty to his fighter on 2 clear-cut occasions that he stated himself in the press. So anybody who wants to walk around defending Bob Arum, I'm sorry, I don't understand why you would support this guy. And he's got a track record of it. He did it to Iran Barkley. He's done it to Rigondeaux, and he's done it to numerous other fighters. Bob always has a horse he wants to win because he can't promote. He wants a fighter that's ready-made, who's got a big selling power, because he can't build a fighter up. So if the fighter that Bob is backing loses, Bob punishes the other fighter that wins. Didn't he do it to who did Iron Barkley beat? Tommy Hearns. But when he beat Tommy Hearns, he punished Iron Barkley because Tommy was a star, and Bob can't make stars. A promoter builds a star. Bob can't do that. He's a terrible promoter, and he's a bully, and he's been shown on multiple occasions to be an unscrupulous and untrustworthy individual. And those are the most polite words I can use, because this is a family show.
OMG. Okay. So you've heard it. You've heard it here. Closing words is he's dedicated to one color green. I think the Bronze Palmer's a big Bob Arum fan. Hey, nothing wrong with that. You're a fan of who you're a fan of. You like who you like. You like who you like. Yeah, you heard what I've got to say about this Bob Arum thing. I think his treatment of handling of Terence Crawford has left a lot to be desired. Maybe Crawford shouldn't have re-signed with him. Maybe Crawford shouldn't have re-signed with him. It's unfortunate, but the landscape now is, it may really be stuck on one side of the street, and the person you want to fight is on the Al Heyman side. You can have a hell of a problem, especially down there at the welterweights. Down there at the welterweights, the boys say they got almost a stranglehold on them belts at the welterweights. So I don't know what's next for Crawford. John Daly, what's next for Crawford? Can't keep sticking around. Them boys ain't gonna give him a shot.
Well, he is a free agent though.
Yeah.
It will be interesting to see what he can do. I think I was on. Are you all right with me naming other channels, right?
Well, if they've named me,
Yeah, they've been here as well. I was on Lady Tan's channel.
Oh yeah,
I was saying that I wasn't sure that Terence Crawford should be a free agent, because I think he should have signed to the BBC, because the promotion of him has been so bad. He's not in a position like Canelo.
Yeah.
I know Coach Malachi, who was on the same show at the time, he was arguing in favour him being a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
The fight that I'd like to see him do, because I don't think he's going to get any other big names, is Ortiz. I think Virgil Ortiz would be a really good scout for him, because I think the Hispanic supporters would think that he could beat Terence.
Oh, yeah.
And it would sell.
Yes.
And I think he's easy work for Terence, to be honest, because he gets hit far too much. So for just a sort of business move, a profile move, to put your name in the frame to get people's attention, that fight I think would be a very good fight for him, and possibly one that would be to make as a free agent.
Well, people want Virgil to get a title shot, so he'd be getting a title shot against for the WBO belt. Why not? Why the hell not? Why the hell not? Because he don't look like he's gonna get any love from the PBC side. Okay, so what's going on there? Okay, I think we've covered that. Does anybody move this thing on in the chat? Okay, hit that like button. Okay, I'll said it. Salute to the Combat Radio Nation. Hit that like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon for news and notifications. Okay, very well put by the Cal L, and I think we've Crawford beats Ortiz, said the fight doctor. Well, hey, I want to see it. Let's see it. Let's see it. That's a fight that people want to see. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so
I think Crawford beats him easy.
Well, yeah.
Anyone who uses their face as a means of defense should not get in the ring with Terence Crawford.
It's going to be a long.
I don't think it'll be that long, Rafi.
Oh, dear.
I don't think it'll be that long.
Oh, dear. It might not be that long. It might not be that long, for real, for real. Yeah, Ortiz needs to be a bit more diligent with his defense. Although I do think he's one of the hot guys right now coming up.
Sorry, Raph, I'm back.
Him and Boots Ennis, the Iron Kong is back. Your final thoughts and observations on this whole saga. Terence Crawford, should he have left Bob Arum a few years back? Why did he stay? Was he partially the author of this situation? Terence Crawford?
Well, we asked the question. I mean, when did Terence Crawford discover Bob Arum's racism? Was it before or after? I think we were on the show already, Raphael, and we asked the question, is this the only contract he's ever been on? Did he resign? So we know he resigned.
We know that.
And did you discover this revelation after you resigned? Because I've heard Bob Arum is not a guy favorable to the brothers for a while. But Bob Arum, like anybody else, puts capitalism before his own personal feelings. If you can help him make money, you help him make money.
Yeah.
Right? It's not the first I've heard Bob Arum is not favorable to it, people who are not Caucasian, let's say. And people can try and sweep it under the rug, and they can try and poo-poo it or whatever. But you can't have these reports over the years. But then you know, and then you're gonna use the excuse, oh, well, if he's racist, why did he sign Muhammad Ali and these people? You know, that's no issue. If you can make him money, he'll use you. That's fine. You know, I mean, you work with people you can't stand there every day, but they serve your purposes, right? Well, Bob Arum at times it leaks out.
It's undisputable his racism. Right?
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Bob Arum's racism is undisputable. I don't know how anyone can pretend that he's not a racist. The man's very open about how much money he's lost on Tyson Fury, and yet he spends all his time trying to promote Tyson Fury. What has Tyson actually done? What, compared to Terence Crawford, what has Tyson Fury done? One title defense against Wilder. You got a free-weight world champion, consensus pound for pound, certainly top 3 at worst, undisputed 4-belt champion and a free-weight world champion that you're not promoting and you keep moaning isn't making you any money. And yet, by your own admission, you've never made any money on Tyson Fury, but you promote him and make excuses for him constantly. And the last time I checked, he's never made any money off Lomachenko unless
No. I was gonna add that Lomachenko is another of his favorites who doesn't make him any money. It's just disappointing. But my question is, when did Crawford have this revelation and whatnot? But it goes to show sometimes,
But the thing is, Con.
Yes.
I would expect that Terence has known Bob was a racist for a long time.
Right.
However, there's certain things that have been put out to indicate, and I don't know how true they are, that Bob convinced him to re-sign on the basis that he was going to get him the Spence fight, which failed to materialise. So if he put that into writing in the contract, then that's another clear breach contract, but we haven't seen it, so that is pure speculation. But it's something that I've seen that's been put out there on numerous occasions. And let's be honest, if you're an African American, surely you come to expect racism from large institutions and employers all the time. Why would that deter you from working for someone? Because it's often the norm. Or would you disagree with that?
Yeah. So that's the American situation. That's the situation over there in America.
Sorry, my Wi-Fi went out. I had to restart. My bad.
It's okay. That's the situation over there in America. I mean, you got a certain amount of places you can go. You got a limited amount of places you can go. You got the limited big three. Maybe the zone over there now offers another choice, another angle, but that don't help Terence Crawford because PBC they got the welterweight on lock. Got three out of the 4 belts, or at least two out of the 4. So yeah, it's kind of rough now. It's kind of rough for Terence Crawford. I mean, without going over there, and even if he goes over there, there's no guarantee. What next for Terence Crawford? The Iron Kong. What's next?
I know. I mean, see if he can get Virgil Ortiz to look his way, even though Golden Boy has put Virgil Ortiz on the WBC road, which I don't know if that's still even a plan, because the WBC eliminator was Virgil Ortiz versus Avanesian. And that fight's not happening. Virgil Ortiz was on the WBO road, and then they just switched to the WBC for some reason. So I don't know what they plan to do with Terence Crawford. I mean, I guess he'll have to kiss the ring with PBC, because Eddie Hearn said he don't have no fights for Terence Crawford. I mean, who's he going to offer? Not no fights for him. So, he's going to have to kiss the ring. You know what I'm saying? The problem is Terence Crawford is not somebody like Canelo, who the PBC is going to break their backs for to get him for a 1-fight deal. It's just not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Right? But then, what's disgusting about Bob Arum? I remember Bob Arum saying, he can't promote. Terence Crawford needs to promote himself. But Bob Arum does not shy away from taking his promoter's cut. Right? And so Terence Crawford should promote himself. But Bob Arum should then take the promoter's cut. In spite of not promoting Terence Crawford.
That's
right.
Funny.
It's just kind of disgusting. This guy, again, proving racism might be a challenge for Terence Crawford. You could prove, Bob is an ass all day and he's an awful dude, but proving racism might be an issue. So I hope the case is more nuanced than just that, and I wish him the best. But I don't know what next for Terence Crawford. I honestly don't know, because we see PBC already setting up Keith Thurman to fight Errol Spence in another flop pay-per-view, by the way.
Another flop pay-per-view. I don't even want to talk about that. I don't even want to talk about Spence today. It's a Spence-free zone. Spence-free zone. Let him keep man down. Man down. Yeah. Seems like man down for real. Man's probably on some antidepressants every time he hears Terence Crawford's name. So What's next for Terence Crawford? Damn, I think he's done all he can do. And now just make some defenses. Maybe, I don't know. What? Is he going to get Josh Taylor? Keep on defending and get Josh Taylor. I think that's his best bet. That's his best bet. Keep on defending, make a couple of defenses, 1 or 2, and then get Josh Taylor.
He won't get Josh Taylor because Bob promotes him.
Oh Lord! But
no, I think that's why I'm favouring Virgil Ortiz.
If Bob thinks Josh is going to beat Crawford, I think they can make it. They can do it. Not next. I mean, Ortiz might be next, or Ortiz is fighting. They're taking him away, but he'll make one defense, and I think if Bob thinks that Josh Taylor can beat Crawford, I think Bob takes that. Call it sweet revenge, call it what you will.
Just one thing that I want to bring up based on what Kong said there. I've just checked on what the BBC is claiming. And Crawford's actually alleging breach of contract as well as fraudulent and negligent misrepresentation, and claims Arum and Top Rank failed to follow through on promises to secure a unification fight with Errol Spence.
Yeah.
So that's, according to the BBC, that's what he's actually taking him to court for. And it would seem that there's actually an agreement with Top Rank that he would receive a payment if they failed to make an offer in good faith to Spence by the end of 2020.
Oh, wow. Well, if that's the case, then that makes the case.
And so all this racism's a bit of a red herring to try and smear the actual thing. And I don't think he's trying to prove racism.
Yeah, we talked about that on the show when we discussed it. I think, was that the last show? Yeah, we arrived at that. We arrived at that conclusion in the last show. Lisa Bell said, "Yo, ease up with the race thing. It's not really about the race. It's about the contract." So we looked a bit deeper in the contract and read some of that stuff you just read. And yeah, it's more about contractual stuff. And so, yes, the race thing is a bit of a red herring. It's a bit of a red herring.
Well, I just don't think it's going to get discussed in the courtroom, is it? So
no, it's
if
not.
They're not charging him with that, then they don't have to prove that that's what he's done.
Then it shouldn't be the headline. It shouldn't be the headline. And I think when I check my headlines, what did it say? Arum historical case examined. And then when we go to the other headline, what does it say? What are my headlines? Crawford sues Arum. So nothing about race there. Yeah, so what does it say? Yeah, so I was careful with the race thing because that's something that's being pushed and manipulated. So I haven't really run too much with the race thing as my titles. When you look at my titles, you'll see that. So, yeah, it's all about the subtle nuances sometime. Okay, I think we've come to a close of that one.
Yeah, we did. Sorry, Raph. Sorry,
that's no problem.
Trying to move it on.
That's part of it. Okay, so let's have a look at the poll. The poll's still up. Okay, so is Bob Arum a reformed character? Slightly a tongue-in-cheek statement, question. If you listen to the earlier part of the show, you will understand. Yes, 14% says he's reformed. No, 79% say he's not reformed. 7% says he was always golden. Okay, 79% says no, he's the same old whatever he was before. Boom, boom, boom. So it's all about the contract, people. It's all about the contract. Don't get misled. Don't get misled about what's going to be talked about in the court. Okay. People leaving comments. I hope you're also smashing the like button, hitting the subscribe button if you have not already done so. And absolutely, for sure, hit the share button. If you're enjoying it, then somebody you know will probably enjoy it too. Okay, what we got? Okay. Yes. The Iron Kong. It's got a dip. Got to dip out. It's got kids. Okay, much appreciation goes out to the Iron Kong. Much thanks indeed. Okay. So what's going on now? Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that whatever. Hit all of the good buttons. Let me refresh. Let me reload and refresh. See what's going on. Okay. All right, not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay, so we are moving on. Remember, we're here for a good time, not a long time. Something that caught my eye. I said, yeah, we're going to have to talk about this on the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Where is it? Where is it? I think we can drop that. We can drop that down. And we can open up this and line this up. Line this up like so. Boom. 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 I don't know anything about this case. Rafi's been out of commission for the last 4 days. Where are we now? Is it Wednesday? Yeah, 4 or 5 days. I haven't been doing anything, looking at anything boxing related, hardly at all. But I have seen this headline. Ben Davison, shred apart UK trainers. Shreds UK trainers. They're lazy. I outwork them. OMG. Let's have a look at what Ben Davison has been getting up to. What's he been saying now? What's he been saying now? Okay. I hate that little banner thing they got there, but okay. Excuse me. Let's tidy up the screen. Let's get it right. Okay, there we are. Okay. So, noted UK trainer Ben Davison does not have a particularly high opinion of his domestic colleagues in the trade. Okay, the 29-year-old Brit has emerged as one of the more accomplished coaches in the sport in recent years, and his relative youth does not exactly jive with the traditional image of a trainer as a grizzled man in middle age. Davison's best-known client is unified 140-pound champion Josh Taylor of Scotland. Davison has also worked with WBC heavyweight belt holder Tyson Fury and former 2-division titleist Billy Joe Saunders. Okay, don't go playing around with plugs, kids. All right. Responding sternly to the notion that he's not paid his dues and that he is simply the recipient of good fortune in getting the opportunity to work with such top names in the sport, David went so far as to take down British boxing trainers at large. Wow, take them down. Take them down. Not to blow my own trumpet. I mean, I feel like people go, oh, yeah, he got to work with this fighter. He got to work with that fighter. Davison said on an episode of BBC's 5 Live with Steve Bunce, or Bruce Bunce, Steve Bunce, yeah. Why is John, Bob, Bill, who have been in boxing for 45 years and have not coached these fighters? Well, okay. Because they're not good enough. They're not good enough. OMG. They're lazy. That's the reality of it. I outwork them. Experience, apparently, in David's estimation, is overrated. He says, Ben Davison says, look, they might have 30, 40 years on me, but the amount of time I spent studying the sport, studying my opponents, studying my own fighters, details that we go into, it's unrivaled work. They don't do it like me. In addition to Taylor, Davison is the head trainer of Leigh Wood and Lee McGregor. Davison also works as an assistant coach for WBC lightweight title holder Devin Haney. Davison himself prides himself on the fact that none of his fighters for whom he has offered head training duties has lost a bout since. None of his fighters for whom he has offered. This is really crap writing. But anyway, they're basically saying
writing for the subject matter. Right?
It's very crap. It's very crap. It's like making Raph look like he can't read because the grammar is so poor.
Presumably, it's just quoting Ben Davison word for word.
Oh,
the man's an absolute idiot.
That would explain it. He also notes that the fact that he has risen so quickly to the top of his profession is an indictment of the quality of boxing instruction in England. OMG. He's saying that he's rose up so quick because the rest of them are crap. Oh dear. It's easy to point the finger and go, oh yeah, he gets work with this fighter, he gets work with that fighter, Davison says. But if you're good enough, you'll get there. It's interesting. The reality is,
I'd argue, that if you bend over for the right members of the MTK organization, then you get put into these positions. And he is a working boy, and I'm sure he spent a lot of time frequenting many streets, working lots of corners.
Oh dear!
Most of the time on his knees.
Oh dear! Oh dear! OMG! I'd just like to point out at this stage of the show that the views and the thoughts expressed by the panelists are not necessarily shared by the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. And yes, there's a similar thing in other combat sports. A lot of coaches would rather you think they are good than be good. I think I remember the one that stands out to me was the geezer who coached, what's her name? Roni. What's that girl's name? UFC
Ronda
girl.
Rousey.
Ronda Rousey. The Ronda Rousey's couch coach. He always seemed a little bit nervous because he always knew that there'd be a girl who would kick her in the head. She's great at grappling, but one of them long girls when the Holly Holmes, and who's that Brazilian lesbian lady? I'm
not up to date with MMA, unfortunately.
Yeah, she's a Brazilian lesbian. I don't think it's an offensive. Lesbian is an offensive term, is it?
It depends whether you're suggesting that it's a bad thing or not. I would
have No. I'm not suggesting it's a good or bad.
I didn't think you were, Raph. I didn't think you were.
I'm just
trying to answer the question.
I'm just inquiring if it's.
Trying to answer the question.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Yeah.
The ever-growing group of letters that represent alternative lifestyles includes now 4 lesbians. So I think that's the term of their own choice.
Yeah, she's a lovely
so
Brazilian.
You're okay with that one.
I think she's a lovely Brazilian lesbian lady. And her name escapes me, but she kicked Ronda Rousey in the head too, and I knew she would. Holly Holm kicked Ronda Rousey in the head, and I knew she would. And the coach, he's just disappeared. Since she disappeared, he disappeared because everybody knew what was going to happen. And it happened.
Well, let's talk about this idiot who's running his mouth off now.
Yeah.
How many fights has he been head coach for Josh Taylor? Because I believe it's one.
One.
Right. And in my opinion, he came very close to snatching defeat out of the jaws of victory with that.
Yeah.
Josh Taylor was timing Ramirez beautifully and putting him down. And Ben Davison advised him not to go for the finish.
Yes, that's right.
When you're timing a fighter that's coming towards you, you're not expending energy and you're not putting yourself at risk. He's putting himself at risk and you're timing him and putting him down. Why would you advise him to stop doing that and go the full 12 rounds?
That was mad.
Why would you do that? And then let's have a look at the Tyson Fury fight against Wilder that he was head coach of. Tyson Fury was comfortably winning it, and Freddie Roach said you should go for the knockout. Ben Davison said, no. In the 12th round, Tyson Fury, if that was in the UK, would have been counted out. It's not a knockout victory for Wilder because the referee did not count him out. But it was too close for comfort. And my point is there, if they'd have listened to Freddie Roach, as we've seen in subsequent fights, Tyson could well have knocked him out. And I think it's just a matter of time before these extremely negative tactics that Davidson is a fan of and is very smug about, as if he's more intelligent than everybody else and they just don't understand how to fight at range to get a 12-round decision. Nobody else can fathom that tactic, as if he's some sort of mystical genius. I mean, it's a very risky thing trying to go 12 rounds against a Mexican in Vegas. Lots of people have been robbed doing that when they should have won the fight. And he had clear-cut opportunities to put Ramirez away.
Well, the thing with Davison is he's got this safety-first approach. He's got this stick-and-move approach, and that's all good. That's all well and good, stick-and-move, safety-first, and what have you, but like
the two most notable fighters, Raph, nearly came unstuck doing that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like you say, he's only been working with Josh Taylor since Brian McGuigan. Since Brian McGuigan let him go, Josh Taylor go. So that's one fight, and he only worked a couple of fights with Tyson. Well, maybe two or three fights with Tyson.
Well, he had the Otto Wallin fight. I mean, do we want to discuss that one?
The Otto Wallin fight with he was in Tyson Fury's corner for the Otto Wallin fight, and yeah, so he's riding a bit of a wave. Listen, I echo what everybody else is saying. Now, let me see Ben Davison bring a guy up.
Exactly right.
Right about now, he's been handed champions. Let's see him bring a guy up. And I think then and only then could we really talk about the caliber. We could get a proper clue of the caliber of Ben Davison.
All these top fighters that he's been given, I know two of them are managed by MTK.
Yeah.
Who's Josh Taylor managed by?
Josh Taylor. Who's his manager now? Because it was Cyclone Promotions. Who's he with now?
Yeah, but he took them to court, didn't he?
Yeah.
Let me check. I'll fact check it, because I just think it's the tricks that he can do with his esophagus that's enabling him to get into these positions.
Wow.
Nothing to do with his ability as a boxing coach, because the man has zero understanding of the inside game.
Yeah.
Some of the most skilled boxers of all time were inside fighters. James Toney, there's one.
Yeah.
Fighting at length behind the jab.
Roberto Duran, inside.
Amazing skilled fighter.
Then,
Joe Louis.
Yeah. And then Sugar Ray Leonard had to be an inside guy to beat him, Roberto Duran. So, the
best fighters are comfortable on the inside and the outside.
You got to be comfortable on the inside.
Ray Robinson.
Look at the body. Look at the body snatcher. Look at the body snatcher. I mean, the original body. I mean, I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
McCullum. How do you want to pronounce that? McCullum.
Is it McCullum?
McCullum. There's so many ways you can do it. McCullum. Wasn't that a English TV detective? McCullum. Wasn't it McCullum who went on to become the Equalizer? Come on now. Back in the day when the Raphael used to watch TV. Come on now. So where we at? MTK. Josh is MTK. OMG. MTK. OMG.
And yes, and we know what other title Ben Davison has at MTK.
OMG. This is getting a bit deep. This is coming like a series of Mission Impossible. This message will self-explode in. Rafi, Tom's talking about Rafi showing his age. Yo, you know what Rafi shows? Rafi shows different things in different situations. You know what I'm saying? When I'm down there throwing down them weights, when I'm doing handstands, press-ups, you wouldn't say Rafi's showing his age. Rafi's showing, you know what I'm saying? Rafi's showing his vitality, my friend.
It's just a number.
Rafi's showing his vitality, my friend. When I'm walking through that gym floor, when I'm walking through that gym floor and 210s are on the treadmill. And as I go past, the heads turn in synchronicity.
210. I thought you
210s. They'll catch up. Let them catch up in their own time. They'll catch up. I'm walking past the 210s.
I thought you were talking about techniques or something.
The 210s. Talking about 210s. And the Rafi's walking by. Do you think, oh, the Rafi's showing his age? Nah, that's not what the Rafi's showing, my friend. Don't get it
doesn't
twisted.
mean 2 mumpies either.
Exactly. We're not talking about 2 dumplings. We're talking about 210s. Yeah? And they got young boys in the gym all over the place. Don't know. They don't know whether they want or a haircut. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't saying when they're straining their neck and their eyeballs are at the corner of their eye, trying to catch the Rafi's eye. They ain't saying Rafi's showing his age. So, you know, don't get it twisted, my friend. When you see the Rafi doing the handstand press-ups, you ain't saying Rafi's showing his age. Okay. So where we at now? Got a little bit. Got a little bit animated there. You got a little bit animated there. Rafi had to, break out a little bit of the truth. Rafi had to break out a little bit of the truth.
I'd like to know how Tone is, because I feel that he knew what you were talking about. When it comes down to the McCallum and the equalizer.
Hey, come on now. Tone knows full well what I'm talking about. Tone's trying to shave 10 years off his age. Come on, Tone. Come on, Tone. You're doctoring. You're about your doctor.
I think that's for the fight, Doctor.
About your doctor and your passport. Come on now. Hey, I want to post up your picture of you doing a handstand press up, Tone. Anybody again tells me that I'm showing my age, I want them to post up a picture of them doing a handstand press up. They'll accept it. Calisthenics is timeless. It's timeless. Okay, let's get through some of these comments because it kind of got a little bit hectic for a couple of seconds. There. Oh dear. Ben doesn't know how to score fights. Yeah, I think there was a video on that, wasn't there? Yeah, he's got Lee Woods, but Lee Woods already just won a title. Did he take him to the title? I don't know. Josh is MTK. Okay. McCullum, something like that.
McCullum.
It was McCullum. Yeah.
It's McCullum.
Yeah. Callum.
Well, Callum is a name. And Muck just means son of, isn't it? So.
For real.
McCallum.
You think
Woodward equalizer, the real one.
Yeah, but he was McCullum before that, though.
Yeah.
He was McCullum. Hey, let me just teach some of these cats. Teach some of these cats some old school TV.
It's from the days when action heroes had a bigger waistline than chest rise.
McCullum TV program. TV series. McCullum TV series. Oh no, they're coming up with a new one. I'm talking about the original McCullum. Original.
Just putting Edward Woodward.
Should have done that. Could have done that.
Edward Woodward.
Edward. Oh, so they've gone straight to the man from Uncle. McCullum. Edward Woodward. Woodward TV series. Images. Okay, let's bring this up. Share screen. Column. Okay. You can see what I can see. Edward Woodward, before he was the equalizer. I'm talking to you, Bronze Plumber. Before he was the equalizer, he was McCollum.
But the question was, Raph, was he ever young looking?
Was he
always looked tension.
The man's always looked middle-aged.
It just baffles my mind how they used to get away with these chaps as action heroes back in the day. Back in the day. I mean, like Michael Caine and Roger Moore, they're not really the most athletic of the gentlemen, are they, really?
What about Sean Connery?
He's a little bit more athletic. I mean, Steve McQueen was a bit of an athlete. Some of them were, but...
Sean Connery was definitely an athlete. He was a bodybuilder.
I've seen the photos, though. Yeah. I mean, he wasn't going to place high. You put him next to Reg Park because they're from the same era.
Yeah. No, he's
more not going that well for him.
He was a physique guy. He's a physique guy. But what I'm saying is he worked out. He was a fit guy. He was a lifeguard. He was a lifeguard.
I'm aware.
He was a man's man.
The thing with Sean, Raph, is there's a film of him in the late 40s where he was still kind of carrying it all. And by the time it got to him actually playing James Bond, it had all disappeared. Like he'd just stopped training. It had withered away. But he had
the frame. He
was a big lad. He's a big lad anyway, wasn't he?
He was no joke. He was a guy. He was a man's man. So if you put him in a pub, you're not telling me. Say that again.
I've touched the nerve here. I've dissed Rafi's favorite James Bond thing.
No, yeah, definitely. He's a favorite James Bond. Yeah, he's a man's man. If you put it, he's a Glaswegian. Yeah, ain't no pussy.
Ain't no pussies. What? I don't remember calling him a pussy.
Yeah, know what I'm saying to you. The guy was a physical man. He lifted weights. He was a lifeguard. He was a man's man. And so him in that role of Bond, I think he was a good choice.
I don't think there was a lot of other options at the time. I think he was the lead candidate by a country mile for the reasons that you've given. And at that time in the UK, fitness was an unheard of thing virtually anyway. And there weren't too many actors. I mean, Reg Park had some acting roles but couldn't act. And I would have thought most people in the chat don't even know who Reg is.
What about Johnny Weissmuller?
Yeah, he's not British, though, was he?
No. He didn't look too good either. He looked like he was holding his stomach in. He looked like he was.
Oh no, Johnny Weissmuller's like no. Who's the chap from Bristol that was the body actor for Darth Vader?
Oh yeah, the Green Cross Code man.
Yeah, that's
Green Giant. The Green Giant.
He was a bit serious, but obviously his accent precluded him from ever playing any action hero.
Yeah, he was the Green Giant. The Green Giant. I remember how many people remember the Green Giant. And we're not talking about the Hulk. We're talking about the original Green Giant.
Pre-Hulk. I think he might actually be bigger than Lou Ferrigno.
Could have been.
He's massive. He's like 6'8" or something. He's huge.
He's a big guy.
He's a big chap.
But then Louis Ferrigno is kind of 6 foot something.
He's 6'6".
Oh,
that's what I mean. Like Lou's no joke.
Ain't no joke. Yeah, no joke at all. Ben should just be announced as the official MTK trainer.
Trainer's not his actual job title at MTK.
Yeah, you can tell Russ been hitting the gym.
Flapper or fluffer.
You can tell Russ been hitting the gym recently. That's gym confidence, my friend. I work in the health. I work in the health and fitness industry, and when I start the membership thing, you too will be able to get your daily workout as prescribed by the RAF. Chase Athletics up in the building. Hit that like, people. Hit that like button, people. Calisthenics is timeless. Absolutely. Oh, which hand? Which hand? Handstand press up. Which hand? Go on, Tone. Go on. Okay. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Callan. Student. Steve McQueen was a student of Bruce Lee. So was what's his name? That Colburn guy in like Flint. The Colburn guy.
James Colburn.
Yeah, don't mean there was any good though. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not saying any of that.
Yeah, don't mean there was any good though.
McQueen, irrespective of the Jeet Kune Do. Yeah, he was an actual athlete, is all I said. I didn't say that he's doing lots of winning in the fight.
Sean Connery was doing handstand press-ups with the Raphael. David
Prose, yeah.
That's the one.
I've checked his height. He's only the same height as Lou Ferrigno.
That was 6'6".
Yeah, still a big dude.
Yeah, I didn't know he was that tall actually. But
yeah. David Prose is a massive geezer.
Yeah, I didn't know he was 6'6".
That's why he got the body work for being Darth Vader.
Darth Vader makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, the Green Giant. That's right. His name was David Prose. What are we saying here? McCallum was 10 years after the Equalizer. McCallum was 10 years after the Equalizer and did not start.
Oh, look at these youngsters.
Get the hell out of here.
These youngsters don't know what that's.
Get the hell out of here.
It's a remake.
Mixed up. Look, this is McCallum here.
He's on about. He's on about this one here.
He's on about the remake. Hey,
he'll be telling you that Denzel Washington's equalizing now.
Hey, the Bronx Promo, let me educate you on some old time TV. Couldn't tell you nothing about TV now, but you see the second picture from the left of your screen. Let me see if I can actually. Where is it? Okay, so this picture here, yeah, this is McCallum, yeah. Now he's younger. You note he's younger than this picture here, which is to the left one. Let's call it left one, top left one. This is the Equalizer. This Edward Woodward is younger than this one. This is McCallum. This is the Equalizer. This is younger. This is older.
The picture below the Edward Woodward McCallum with, I can't remember his name, McCallum written on it.
Yeah, this McCallum here.
Homer obviously thinks that's the original program.
That's not the original McCallum. This is the new McCallum.
The original realize it's a remake because he's too young, Raph.
Too young. You're too young. This is a remake. This is the original McCallum. Yeah? And the original McCallum came before the Equalizer. I think this was actually the original Equalizer too. Yeah? Started off in England with Edward Woodward. Look at them glasses. Damn. Anyway. Lee said soonest mended. Okay. That's what we're doing here. Okay. So that's some TV classic history stuff. Edward Woodward played McCallum. Played Callan, not McCallum. Hey, Callan, McCallum, whatever, man. Callan, yeah, it probably was Callan. Anyway, McCallum. Callan, McCallum.
Hold on a minute. Maybe Tone's older than both of us, Ralph.
Maybe we're wrong. Maybe he's older than both of us. Maybe he's older than
both.
We have
to bow down to Tone's superior.
Maybe yeah.
I mean, he's an expert of many fields as he's proven in the past.
The only Equalizer I know is Denzel because you're a young whippersnapper. The original Equalizer was Edward Woodward. This fella in the left corner there. They're giving you British TV education. I don't mind. But anyway, let's not get carried away with TV. You dudes, what? Zigots? What? Zigots? What's this here? What's zigots? Let me put that. Let me copy that. Let me look that term up. What
is he talking about Mesopotamian pyramids?
We're gonna find out now.
They're like steps pyramid ziggurats, and they're part of the Mesopotamian civilization. And many depictions of the Tower of Babel.
Ziggurat. Yeah. A ziggurat is a. No, it's nothing like that at all. Let me share it. OMG. Okay, let's share this. What is the definition of a ziggurat? I don't know if
that's a zygote. That's not a ziggurat. No, a zygote is a stage pre-embryo, isn't it? So when the cells divide in the womb, that's a zygote, not a zygote.
No, I copied what he wrote.
Oh, okay.
I copied what he wrote.
I thought he said this.
I copy what he wrote. So this is what he wrote. What is it? A zygote?
Yeah, it's the stage of development, the human fetus before the embryo.
Human fetus before the embryo. Oh, so with that young. I think they're saying with that young. Okay.
Oh, well, Tone.
That young, okay.
I was aware that some of the older gentlemen used to specialize in certain areas.
No, this was the bronze plumber. This is the bronze plumber saying that we just cells.
Oh, the plumber's calling us like
yeah.
Bronze plumber started following boxing in 2008. Why he dedicated himself to Big Pricey.
OMG. Not even babies in the world of TV knowledge there, but we schooled you though. You got a proper school and you got a proper education today. Okay. So what is it? Let me drop that stuff down. What is it else that we wanted to say? Ben Davison. Ben Davison's a lucky guy. He needs to bring somebody up. He needs to bring somebody. Up from scratch.
No. He needs to stay on his knees where he is.
Yeah.
Working very hard so that he gets gifted at anybody that goes to MTK.
It's really strange. It's going to be interesting to see how it turns out because he's getting gifted top fighters. So really, all he's got to do is not mess up too bad. I mean,
well, he's come close a few times, hasn't he?
He's come close. So
he's trying his best, Raph.
His bubble could burst.
Sooner or later,
he needs to be careful. His bubble could burst.
No, there's no bubble to burst. Sooner or later, he will succeed in snatching defeat from the jaws of victory because that's what he is best at. He's come very close with Tyson Fury on a number of occasions. He did his best with Josh Taylor, but he was just against a fight that I feel was pretty easy for Josh to beat, to be honest.
Yeah.
So sooner or later, Ben will succeed in his mission of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. It's going to happen.
It's dangerous. He's playing a dangerous game. He's playing a very dangerous game. Coach Lee Wood to a good level. Hey, we're talking about great level. We want to see great levels.
Is he taking Lee Wood all the way?
I'd
be interested how long he's had him for.
Yeah, I'd like to know how long he's had him for too. TKO 22 up in the building. How you doing, TKO? Good to have you up in here. You missed some very, very interesting chat. I mean, if other trainers were having the opportunities that he had, he's put himself about. No, you're an MTK Global, mate. You're an MTK Global.
No, he has put himself about, Raph. Yeah. All over the chairman's desk.
Oh dear. So So if other trainers had the opportunity he had, you don't know. So really and truly, hey, he's got a lot more to prove. He's been handed champions. Okay, he seems to be doing well with Lee Wood. We can watch that. I'm not envious of the guy, but let's not get ahead of ourselves there. You're being handed champions. Come on now. Let's have a degree of levity. Let's have some levity. Now, mine. What else did I want to say? What else is on the picture? Oh, damn. I almost forgot that one. Don't want to forget that one. I think I've even got the thing up. It made me chuckle. Or did it make me chuckle? I don't know. I shouldn't really have said that. I shouldn't taint or color the people's thoughts. Let's just get into it. Because we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time, not a long time. Does it really matter if he's had them from the beginning? The main thing is that he's bringing out the best. No, he's not bringing out the best in his current fighters. He's not bringing out the best in his current fighters. Look what happened when he had Tyson Fury. He was having the man be too defensive. He had Tyson Fury being overly defensive. When what's his name? The guy in the corner, the guy with the glasses. Freddie Roach. And Freddie Roach was advocating aggression. Ben Davison was saying, no, we got to take it easy. No, defense. No. And he did the same thing. He did the same thing with Josh Taylor. So he's a defense-first guy. He's not bringing out the best at all. I'd have to disagree with you there,
comedy characters there as your avatar.
I don't know where maybe Thomas really feels that way, and if he really feels that way, that's fine. What I'm saying, and I think the evidence just disagrees with you. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
The evidence disagrees with it because here's hard cold facts. Tyson Fury's beaten Deontay Wilder twice. The one time he failed to win the fight, Ben was in the corner.
Mm-hmm. That's telling. The counter argument to that is that he needed that one fight to level in, to lock in, get Fury's, get Wilder's kind of timing.
I can counter that because he continued to perform badly under Ben as well.
Yeah.
The Otto Walling performance is one of his worst.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can make all these other claims, but ultimately it took changing his style of fighting to beat Wilder. Nothing to do with timing, nothing to do with anything else. He specifically went to an offensive school of boxing, which is what the funk is, to beat Wilder. So defense doesn't come before offense. It doesn't work like that. That's too simplistic. And you can be defensive on the inside as well, Thomas. You show me a single fighter trained by Ben Davison who has a clue about any form of inside fighting of any kind whatsoever.
Yeah. What about now? Thomas says now. What about now? Hey, the question is, where's the inside fighting? Where's the inside fighting? You know, it's a reasonable question, Thomas. It's a reasonable question.
Because I'd argue that Ben Davison thinks that that's not part of boxing, judging by the way he trains his fighters.
That's not a good thing in the world. That's not a good thing on the world stage, Thomas. Not a good thing on the world stage.
It won't even work in the Olympics now because they've actually started scoring body shots now.
Right.
So there's no place for that type of mentality anymore. It's actually a product of an amateur system that was only scoring headshots for a brief period of time. That's actually been put in the bin.
It's in the bin now, Thomas.
And good riddance as well. It's made amateur boxing better too.
Well, the thing is, Thomas, you got guys, you got greats. Many of the greats, they were inside fighters. You know what I'm saying? Very comfortable on the inside. You look at guys like what's
James
his name?
Toney.
James Toney's the first one that comes to mind.
Henry Armstrong.
Henry Armstrong,
one of the all-time greats of boxing.
Yeah.
And then a true great can fight on the inside and the outside. Sugar Ray Robinson. He was just as comfortable inside or outside. Didn't matter. We
already talked about Roberto Duran. Great inside fighter.
Well, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Sugar Ray Leonard inside and outside. Pick you off on the outside and then come.
And people always forget this. My favourite Floyd Mayweather fight is when he destroyed Ricky Hatton and he did it on the inside. Because Floyd could fight on the inside if he had to.
Yes.
That's the mark of a great fighter. He chose not to when he didn't have to.
Very
but
much
if he needed to, he could do it and outdo you at it as well.
Indeed. Taylor needs to kiss and make up with Shane. They're a perfect match. They were a perfect match.
Shane McGuigan should be getting all the credit for the things that Josh Taylor has done.
Yes, unquestionably so. Yeah, to be fair, he's done okay so far, and he's feeling.
And I don't know how you'd class him, but last time I checked, I think he's a British trainer.
Who?
Shane McGuigan.
Yeah, he is.
So, like, of the 4 titles Josh Taylor holds, didn't Shane win 2 of them with him?
Yeah. Well, Josh won 2 of them with Shane. Yeah,
that's what I mean. So, like,
yeah.
what's all that? And maybe Josh won 2 in 1 fight with Davison.
Yeah. Maybe you can keep it from going on the inside. Hey, you got to be able to navigate, my friend. You got to be able to navigate. It's like saying you're going to learn to drive a car, but you don't like driving on the hills.
What type of nonsense is this? How did Tyson?
It don't make sense.
How did Tyson Fury beat Deontay Wilder? He didn't do it on the outside, did he?
Oh, he stepped into him with Kronk style. Kronk style. Stepping in. Not dancing on the outside. Not dancing on the outside. He stepped in. Come on now.
And when we saw him dancing around on the outside, that's when he got clipped. It wasn't even a defensively sound tactic. Hold on a minute. Floyd was good at spoiling on the inside.
Floyd was good.
How did he knock out Ricky Hatton, Thomas?
Spoiling on the inside.
How did he knock out Hatton? How did he knock out Hatton? Last time I checked
Thomas Muffin.
It was a check left hook.
It's Thomas Muffin. Thomas, you're a funny guy. You're a very funny guy. Oh my gosh, thanks for the laughs. We're gonna do a quick one. Gotta squeeze a quick one in here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. Okay, gotta share these words. Not worried about date clash. Taylor Serrano is bigger than Stevenson Valdez. Not to me. I don't think Taylor Serrano is bigger than Stevenson Valdez. Maybe for the women's game, sure. But overall, Stevenson Valdez is a far more important fight for boxing as a whole, in my humble opinion. John D. Lee, what say you? Is Eddie Hearn Trolley?
I'm really warm on both fights, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not really interested in watching Katie fight Serrano.
Yeah, I'm not interested either. I'm not interested in that either. Oh no, I'll watch it because I'm paying.
Is a check left hook spoiling? That's my question for him, please.
Is the check left hook what? Spoiling? Oh, I got you talking to Thomas.
Yeah. He's saying that Floyd just spoiled him. He knocked him out with a check left hook, mate. And it's one of the most spectacular pieces of skill out there.
Thomas Muffin, you gotta have a sense of humor. Thomas Muffin.
He's very emotional.
Very emotional.
Maybe it's Ben Davison in disguise. That's why he's arguing there's only one way to box now.
I think this is Ben. The link's in the chat, Ben. If you want to come on in and defend your name, defend your family name, defend your honor, if you feel you've been slighted over here on the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio, then please. Raphael Dawkins, I'm crushed. I won't be able to go out for weeks.
Oh dear, Raph.
I'm going to need therapy.
Raph, I've got a phone number. There's a helpline I can send you.
I need a helpline.
The man is like a wizard with the words. Master wordsmith.
He's a wordsmith of epic proportions. No doubt the storyteller of his family. I'm sure you spent many an hour by the fireplace, regaling the whole family, nay, the whole town, with your
riveting to every word of his
riveting tales and rapier wit. You know,
he's clearly well schooled in the art of rhetoric, Raph.
He is. The man is a war horse when it comes to lyrical dexterity. Without austerity. Oh dear.
Oh dear, what is he saying?
Oh dear, what have we begun? What have we begun? Don't tell me that Thomas Muffin is going to become an enemy of the state. Thomas, I summons you before the kangaroo court. Now you must tell me. You must put your hand on your heart and promise that you will never become an enemy of the state. Come on, Thomas. Right, your response is in the bottom. Repeat the words. I will never become an enemy of the state. Spare me, sir.
I'm sure he's used to putting many things in the bottom.
Oh, dear. Come on now, Thomas. Take me to court like Crawford. Accuse me of racism. Oh my gosh, Thomas. I think you're in your feelings, my friend. You're in your feelings. I think you're sympathetic to Bob Arum.
No, he's fangirling for Ben Davison.
Well, it's the racism thing. That's not Ben
Dawkins
Davison.
versus I'll take that.
Oh my gosh.
The bronze plumber's coming through with the banter.
He's coming through with it. What are we saying here? This is a high point. How long we've been going? We've been going just shy of 2 hours. And Thomas Muffin, the puffin, chicken stuffing. We're just having a little bit of wordplay. Come on, Thomas. Don't. Let's all be friends. Thomas, can we be friends? Can we all be friends? Can we all just get along? Can't we all just get along? Okay.
Rafi's brought you low. He's brought you low.
He's
look at Tone hiding there behind his arms.
It's kicking off.
He's stirring it up. He's got his face covered. Nobody knows who he really is.
His face covering. Got the face covering.
He's driving that Ford Granada. Granada. Driving past some wasteland.
Wastelands. Oh my gosh. Get off the wastelands, Tone. Come on now. Oh my gosh. Thomas is going after the bronze plumber. Thomas, he's there. Everybody's getting it. He's going after the bronze. He's going after the bronze plumber now. Everybody's getting it.
I know. I think that's been misconstrued. He's hoping to receive something from the bronze plumber.
Oh dear. How can you carry on my name when you got a Ninja Turtle name?
It's a Vauxhall Cavalier. By British Tone. By British. Well done.
Oh my gosh. I remember the Vauxhall Cavalier. My mate had one. Hey.
My granddad used to drive, though.
They were considered quite a nice car at the time.
They were considered a better vehicle.
Yeah, the Vauxhall Cavalier.
There was certainly a cut above any sort of Austin Montego. I mean, that was not a good vehicle.
Certainly not the, what was it, the Austin, was it the Montego? Yeah,
Montego and Maestro. Is it Maestro?
Certainly not the Austin Princess.
Oh, that's a horrible car.
I got run over by an Austin Princess once.
Did you?
Yeah, well, I kind of rode my bike across the junction straight into one. Very not a good idea.
Not the best.
I didn't want to kill the speed. I just wanted to go straight across. What a brilliant idea. I hit the side, went airborne, and I didn't really feel anything. I mean, I did a somersault, but I just had a grazed arm. But the problem was, it was a grifter. It was my next door neighbor's grifter. What is it, a rally grifter?
And then they used to have the gear shifts, didn't they?
Yeah. It was like treating like it was a motorbike. And then I jammed up the front wheel, and I went inside and sat down. And then the woman who I'd run into left a dent in her front wing, driver's side wing. She came to the house because I stopped and she stopped, and where do you live? And it was just down the road, and I'd got home before she got home to my home, and I was sitting at the edge of the sofa, quiet as a lamb. And the doorbell rang. She came in, and then she told them, I just had an accident. Your son ran into me. And then they turned and looked at me, and I'm looking at the TV.
Right.
Is it true? Is it
volunteered the sarcastic comment, Raph, that, she could always claim it on your bicycle insurance.
She could claim it on, well, it wasn't even my bike. It was my next door neighbors. So then, she left, and then, exchange or whatever, they had to give details or whatever. Then my dad went around the back and fixed the bike, fixed the front wheel, and then gave it back to him, my next door neighbor, with the front wheel working. Everything was fine. And then the next year, I went to big school, and you got your dinner, and at the end of the dinner, you picked up whatever you wanted, and then you had to pay for it. And that lady was the lady who I'd run into. OMG.
No escape, Raph.
No escape. She was there. She never came back and asked for a bill. She never came back with a bill. She was a nice lady. If I was a few years older, I would have, maybe give her a caress.
You'd have worked off your debt with Giraffe.
I'd have worked off that debt. She was a nice lady, actually. Nice eyes. She had nice eyes.
Where are we starting, Raph?
She had nice eyes. That's all I'm saying. She had nice eyes.
It's gone from Tones Vauxhall Cavalier to reminiscings about boyhood crushes on dinner ladies.
That's crazy. Absolutely.
Well, it's a common thing for a young red-blooded man to have a bit of a crush on the old dinner ladies.
Yeah, she was
There were some nice ones at my school.
Well, she wasn't a dinner lady. She was the one who took the cash. So I suppose she was the cashier. She was the cashier for the dinner lady. But
Isn't that like the chief's dinner lady?
She was the chief dinner lady.
Yeah,
she was the chief dinner lady. She was more than office woman. She dressed up in office clothes. Nice lady.
I see.
Yeah, she was dressed up in office clothes. You're doing some scratching on there. You're doing some scratching, going. So let's have a look. People are talking about the cars now. This is the most exciting your videos have ever been. Hey, it's because you're here, Thomas. It's because you're here. You've just brought a certain je ne sais quoi. You've got a certain je ne sais quoi, Thomas, and that it shines through. It shines through. I hope you've smashed that like button, everybody. Hit that subscribe button. Is there a subscribe button? Yeah. Hit that share button. The Morris Marina. Damn. Now that's going back.
That was not a good car.
That's a little square car. Remember the square car and the Allegro.
The Allegro. Oh, a lime green one as well. That's not good.
Lime green. Damn. I remember the Allegro.
That was strangely wide, wasn't it? It was wider than all the other cars.
It was wide and odd.
My neighbour had like an orange one.
Yeah.
There were always
the orange. There was a lot of orange ones. Yeah, I remember the orange one. It was like a brownie orange. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not only was it a bad car, it came in horrible colours.
Well, I got a story about a Vauxhall Allegra or whatever, Austin Allegra. We'll save that for another time. The grifter weighed a ton. I'm surprised you didn't write.
He's not wrong. There were hefty bikes, those grifters.
And I was going at speed. But yeah, it left a big round circular dent in the front wing. It's not my proudest moment. Not my proudest moment at all. And the fact that I tried to just sneak it back to my next door neighbor and not tell him anything was wrong with it, that was not my proudest moment either. But my dad kind of, he saved the day. He said, "Well, what about the bike?" I said, "Go get the bike, bring the bike round." Good thing, sorted it out. Nissan Almera, missed that whole thing. I dreamt of a Cavalier. I was dreaming of the Capri. I was dreaming of a Capri.
I have a dictionary.
Yeah. What's going on? Yeah, Thomas, it's true. It is very true, Thomas. But let's not be in our feelings, Thomas. Come on now, man. Pull yourself together.
All banter is just a bit of fun.
It's just a bit of fun. Don't take it to heart, Thomas. Don't take it to heart. Austin Allegro was horrific. I never drove one, but I knew somebody who had one. I left it embedded 3 foot up a garden wall, unfortunately. Well, it's not quite as sober as I should have been. Oh, gosh. My first.
That's typical Scouse behavior, Bronze Plumber.
Is he a Scouse
I
lad?
don't know, but anybody that's so attached to big price, he always makes me think he's a Scouse.
Yeah, mine too. The Hillman Hunter, that was a nice little small car. They were quite cute little looking things.
Bloody hell, Tone.
Yeah.
How old are you? You sure you didn't buy it for 50 bob?
My first car was a Vauxhall Chevette.
They were terrible.
Sky blue. Vauxhall.
It wasn't properly sky blue though, was it, Raph?
Yeah, it was a real.
Was it sort of like in between a sky and a royal blue?
I don't know if it was.
That was a popular colour for the Chevette.
Yeah, it was a very light blue.
We had one that would not start. You had to jump start it every time.
I had starting issues with mine, yes. Yeah.
I think it's a common problem with that model.
But the biggest issue was the old man that sold it to me. He didn't tell me that the driver's seat was hanging out. So it was literally dropping out of the car. It was literally dropping out of the car.
It's mad when you actually think about how rusty cars used to be.
It's mad when you think of how wicked some old people can be.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do that to anybody.
Yeah, but back in those days, Raph, it was
wicked. They say probably right. Sold us scene. I hope you don't die before you get home, mate. As they wave, as they say under their breath as they're waving you off. You know what I'm saying? It's happened to me a couple of times.
There's a lot more legislation in place now.
Bloody hell. Some people, man. Some people. I mean, the seat was literally hanging out. One day I was like, how come this seat's so comfortable? You know what I'm saying? So I kind of pressing on it and I thought, that's a bit too much play, isn't it? Looked underneath and the damn thing was hanging out. Need to call a mobile welder. I think I paid him something like 40 quid, which seems like a hell of a lot of money now. But he did it. Well, mobile welder came out, got him out to the yellow pages. Remember the yellow pages? Who the hell uses the yellow pages anymore?
Or a mobile welder for a car.
So they get.
Well, cars don't really get rusty like that anymore, do they?
Not like they used to.
No. People used to be driving around with big holes in all the wings from rust.
Yeah. I love my little Vauxhall. What was it called? Chevette. After I got it welded. After I got the seat welded in.
Then you never got a new starter motor for it.
Yeah, well, yes. I can't remember what the issue was with it, but they did have.
It was a common thing with them.
Oh, I did have issues starting sometimes. I do remember that.
Maybe it was a choke issue with the cold. I don't remember exactly.
Let's have a look. What's this here? Dawkins, you do know an Austin princess is not Texan royalty. Austin princess.
He does know we're from Birmingham, doesn't he?
I don't know. My second car was a gold Capri. Always fancied the Capri.
Flash now.
Always fancied the Capri.
Was it the one with the square lights or the 2 round lights?
That's a good question. What's all this chat about cars? I get better boxing news from Tyron Booth. Well, hey,
well,
that's cool.
Go over there then, Thomas.
Go over there. He just did a live last night. He did a live last night. I was watching it. Why don't you go over there? You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure you can both slurp on Ben Davison together.
Oh dear. I remember the Vauxhall. That was this year. I had a Mini that you had to leave in gear. If you put it in neutral, the gear stick mechanism literally fell through a hole in the rustic floor. Oh my gosh. The seats on the Chevettes were deadly. If you brake too hard, you'd smash your head into the windscreen. Damn. Mine didn't move about. It just forward or backward. It just moved up and down. That was the issue. It's falling out. It's falling out.
It just bumped on the ground as you drive.
Yeah, it just fall. Yeah, just you need a roller skate a couple of roller skates under the driver's seat, just in case. You know what I mean? Just in case. And you know what? We've done it. We've overdone it. We've actually overdone it. We've gone past the 1 hour mark, gone past the 1 hour 30 mark, and we've gone past the 2 hour mark. We've actually overdone it. John, I was entertained.
I've had a good time. We've covered the boxing.
Yeah.
We've covered the dinner ladies. We've covered the classic vehicles.
We've talked about the handstand press-ups.
Oh, calisthenics and gymnastics. Early doors.
Talked about cars as well. Talked about classic TV. You guys have got your money's worth and then some. The John D. Lee. Good to have you. Your final words, please.
Thanks for having me on, Raph. And I'm glad you're feeling better and entertaining the people again.
100%. Got to entertain the people, got to entertain the troops, and that was the John D. Lee. Much appreciation goes out to the John D. Lee. Cover the boxing, trip down memory lane. Excellent show, Raph, John, and the Muffin. Hey, Muffin Man. Don't take it to heart, Muffin Man. You know, you can always come around here and have some interesting, intelligent dialogue. Okay. So, thank you, everybody. So, Raphael, getting over a heavy cold. I think I might have been in self-isolation for the last 4 days. But I think I'm ready. I'm ready to get out there and face the world renewed and refreshed. Okay. So, great show. Thank you, everyone. It's Raphael Dawkins, Combat Radio. Go check out the videos. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. It's Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like. It's the subscribe. It's the comments. It's the shares. And it's the hitting the bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. Don't forget about the live show. Don't forget. You're not supposed to forget. Don't forget about the live show. Don't forget. Don't forget what? I forgot what you're not supposed to forget. It's Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. We're out.